More than 2,000 years ago, a powerful civilization was said to exist on a vast island beyond the known world. It was rich, advanced, nearly unstoppable. But in just one single day and night, the entire civilization vanished beneath the sea. This is the mystery of Atlantis, but the question remains, was Atlantis real or just a myth? The only original source describing Atlantis comes from the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, who lived around 360 BC. He wrote about Atlantis in two famous dialogues called Timaeus and Critias. In these writings, Plato described a vast island civilization located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which most historians believe refers to the modern Strait of Gibraltar. According to his account, Atlantis was not just another kingdom. It was an incredibly powerful empire that dominated large parts of the known world. The city itself was said to be a marvel of engineering and design. Plato described it as being built in a series of concentric circles with alternating rings of land and water connected by bridges and canals. The Atlanteans were believed to possess advanced knowledge of architecture, navigation, and agriculture. Their land was fertile, filled with natural resources, and supported a large population. They built magnificent temples, massive defensive walls, and complex harbor systems that allowed them to control trade routes across the sea. At first, the people of Atlantis were said to be wise and virtuous. They lived in harmony with the laws given to them by the gods. But over time, something began to change. As their wealth and power grew, their moral values slowly declined. They became greedy, ambitious, hungry for domination. According to Plato, this moral corruption would ultimately lead to their downfall. Plato's story takes a dramatic turn when he describes the sudden destruction of Atlantis. He writes that powerful earthquakes shook the island violently. The ground split open, buildings collapsed, fires spread across the cities. Then came enormous waves from the sea, towering walls of water that flooded the land and swept away everything in their path. Within a single day and night of chaos and devastation, Atlantis sank beneath the ocean and disappeared forever. This description has led many modern researchers to believe that the story might have been inspired by real natural disasters. Ancient civilizations often lived near coastlines and volcanic regions, making them vulnerable to events such as massive volcanic eruptions, destructive tsunamis, sudden earthquakes, rapid sea level changes. One catastrophic event could have been powerful enough to destroy an entire civilization and leave only fragmented memories behind. Over generations, these memories could have evolved into legends, eventually becoming the story Plato recorded. But if such a disaster really happened, where exactly did it occur? For centuries, explorers, historians, and scientists have searched for the real location of Atlantis. One of the most popular theories suggests that Atlantis may have been connected to the ancient Minoan civilization on the island of Santorini in the Mediterranean Sea. Around 1600 BC, Santorini experienced one of the largest volcanic eruptions in human history. The explosion destroyed much of the island and created massive tsunamis that devastated nearby coastal cities. Archaeological evidence shows that advanced settlements once existed there, complete with multi-story buildings, complex drainage systems, and impressive artwork. This disaster could have inspired stories of a powerful island civilization destroyed by the forces of nature. However, there is one major problem with this theory. Plato specifically stated that Atlantis was located beyond the Strait of Gibraltar, far from the Mediterranean. Another theory places Atlantis somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean, possibly near the Azores Islands. Some researchers believe that unusual underwater rock formations and plateau structures in this region may be remnants of ancient land. Sonar mapping and deep-sea exploration have revealed surprising geological features that resemble terraces or man-made patterns. Yet, no confirmed evidence of a lost city has ever been found. A more extreme hypothesis suggests that Atlantis could have been part of a larger landmass that sank at the end of the last ice age. As global temperatures rose and glaciers melted, sea levels increased dramatically. Entire coastal regions around the world were submerged. This process is scientifically documented and has already led to the discovery of submerged prehistoric settlements in various parts of the world. Could Atlantis have been one of them? The possibility continues to fascinate researchers and dreamers alike. Many modern scholars argue that Atlantis was never meant to be understood as a real historical place. Instead, they believe Plato created the story as a philosophical allegory, a symbolic narrative designed to teach a moral lesson. In Plato's time, Athens was experiencing political instability and debates about power, democracy, and corruption. By describing a once great civilization that fell due to arrogance and moral decay, Plato may have been warning his own society about the dangers of losing virtue. The story of Atlantis fits perfectly into this idea. It shows how even the most advanced and powerful societies can collapse if they abandon justice, wisdom, and balance. Throughout history, many cultures have told similar stories about lost golden ages and destroyed civilizations. These myths often reflect human fears about decline, disaster, and the fragility of progress. From this perspective, Atlantis may represent not a physical place, but a universal idea, a reminder that greatness can be temporary. Today, humanity has access to technologies that Plato could never have imagined. Deep-sea robots can explore ocean floors thousands of meters below the surface. Satellites can map underwater terrain with remarkable precision. Archaeologists are constantly uncovering new evidence of ancient cultures once thought to be myths. In recent decades, researchers have discovered submerged cities off the coasts of India and Greece, prehistoric settlements beneath the North Sea, ancient shipwrecks preserved in deep waters. Each discovery reminds us that history still holds many secrets. Despite extensive exploration, no definitive proof of Atlantis has been found. Yet the legend continues to inspire books, films, documentaries, and scientific investigations. Perhaps the true power of the Atlantis story lies not in whether it existed, but in what it represents: humanity's endless curiosity about the unknown. Atlantis could have been a real civilization destroyed by natural disaster. It could have been a distorted memory of ancient events, or it might simply be one of the greatest stories ever told. But until undeniable evidence is discovered beneath the waves, Atlantis will remain one of history's most fascinating mysteries. And maybe that is exactly why we are still searching.